freedom to create, the spirit of innovation, the constant search for beautiful materials, the transmission of a savoir-faire of excellence, and the aesthetic of functionality all forge the singularity of Hermès, a house of objects created to last. An independent, family-owned company, Hermès is dedicated to keeping the majority of its production in France through its 60 production and training sites and to developing its network of close to 300 stores in 45 countries. The group employs 23,000 people worldwide, including over 14,000 in France, of which over 7,000.
Welcome back to Wellington International. My name is Ellen Sweetenham, and we are here for the end of week 1 of the Winter Equestrian Festival. The last class in today's ring for the end of week 1 is the $35,000 FAI 3-Star Women Under 50 Classic, kindly sponsored by Hermès. Before we start our class today, we'd like to say thank you to our title sponsor of this week, Southern Arches. Southern Arches is a proud title sponsor of the 2025 Winter Equestrian Festival. Ahead of today's Hermès 1 50 Classic, we'd also like to say thank you to Hermès. Since 1837, Hermès has remained faithful to its artisan model and its humanist value. The freedom to create, the spirit of innovation, the constant search for beautiful materials, the transmission of savoir-faire, of excellence, and the aesthetic of functionality all forge the singularity of Hermès, the house of objects created to last. Presenting our live stream is Dodd Technologies, your partner in engineering extraordinary experiences since 1983. Discover how they elevate sports, entertainment, and corporate events at doddtechnologies.com. USEF is also a presenting sponsor of our live stream, in part with the support of the U.S. Equestrian Federation and the USEF network. As I said, we are here for the $35,000 FAI 3-Star Women Under 50 Classic, kindly presented by Hermès. First into the ring will be a jet plane with Carly Faherty. This is an 11-year-old mare by Whitesnake out of Ulan. This mare is a previous mount of Conan Wright over in Europe before transitioning over to the US. The pair spent their summer in both New York and in Canada, jumping up to a 2-star and 3-star level there. Just unlucky picking up the plank at our title sponsor of this week, Southern Arches. This combination also had a top 10 finish in a 2-star Grand Prix this summer in Ocala. Just coming down to our last oxer in today's class, which is that Hermès Orange Oxer. Carly just finishing up there on the 4 faults and 2 time faults there. A time of 70.94. Picking up that fence there at that Southern Arches plank. Time allowed is set at 69 seconds. Next in, we welcome Mexico's Carlos Hank. He is aboard H5 Shack Attack. This is a 10-year-old gelding by Cornel Blensky out of Utopia van de Dergar. Carlos was one of our riders that went clear in last night's 3-Star Grand Prix under the lights here, the first under the lights Grand Prix of the season. This pair were third in a 2-star in Monterey in November of last year. Time allowed is set at that 69 seconds. So just unlucky picking up that last oxer there at fence 12 as well as 2 time faults. Finishing up there in a time of 70.54. Total of 6 there for Carlos Hank. Next in, we welcome Gabriel de Matos Marchadu. That time allowed is adjusted up to 71 seconds from 69. So both of our riders that had those time faults already, our first two to see, their time faults won't count anymore. Gabriel is aboard HST Karshu. This is a 14-year-old stallion. This combination were 7th in a 2-star Grand Prix in Traverse City in September of last year. Gabriel just circling. Wave of the hand there. So Gabriel just retiring in today's $32,000 Hermès 1.50m Classic. Next in, we welcome Ireland's Philip McGuan on Orphea HQ. This is an 11-year-old mare by Emerald. Out of Katato, Van de Eidenkopf. Philip is one of our competitors that followed the Major League circuit last year, picking up some top placings with his team. This combination were also clear in a 3-star speed at the Silo Ridge Masters in October of 2024. Philip riding for Evergate Stables. Originally from Ireland, grew up riding ponies, then it moved to the US a couple years ago. Rode with Barry O'Connor in Ireland, and rode with Be Manley for a bit over here before transitioning to Evergate Stables team. Coming home to our last oxer. Total of 12 jumping there for Philip McGuan and 3 time falls in a time of 73.11. So that time allowed was extended to that 71 seconds. Philip just picking up those few time falls.
Here's Mark Blumen, and next we're picking Arden.
Next in, we welcome Colombia's Mark Blumen. On Kenya RM, he is our fourth on course in today's Hermès Classic. This is a 10-year-old mare. A recent ride for Mark. Mark and the horse were second in a 5-star winning round in California in December of last year. This mare did compete at the North American Youth Championships in 2024 with Pascal. Still waiting on that first clear in today's $32,000 Hermès 3-star 1.50 m Classic. Mark there giving us a clear, and time is 67.05. It's giving us our first clear in today's $32,000 Hermès 3-star 1.50 m Classic. Next in, we welcome Ireland's Cian O'Connor. He is aboard Belvedere. This is a 9-year-old gelding by Billy Congo out of Poultry Tutti Frutti. Belvedere is a previous mount of Serena Kulich. Cian spent the fall months in Spain as well as going over to California. Another one of our riders on that Major League circuit jumped on the Major League circuit over in California. Cian and Belvedere picking up placings while in California and also in Spain. Cian, of course, a very decorated Irish rider, has competed for Ireland on over 150 Nations Cup teams. Runs his operation under Carlswood Stables, based in Ireland, and then comes out here for the winner's circuit. Really nice there, Cian giving us a clear and guaranteeing us a jump off. And the time is 68.70. So back-to-back clears there for Mark Blumen and Cian O'Connor. Next in, we welcome Doug Payne. He is aboard Chocolate or FB. This is a 12-year-old gelding by Choco Bloom out of Walrasa. This combination were third in a 3-star speed in Tryon during summer of 2024, as well as picking up some top placings during WEF of 2024. Doug was one of the riders we saw during pre-circuit here, jumping at our Holiday and Horses series. Just getting his horses used to the ring once again before our WEF season started. Doug, an Olympian, competed for the US at the Tokyo Olympics for eventing back in 2020. Doug coming home there on the 8 jumping faults, coming there at 9A and 11B in a time of 69.20 for Doug Payne. We have seen 8 so far. On those 2 clears, Mark Blumen as well as Keane O'Connor, so guaranteeing us a jump off in today's class. Next in, we welcome the USA's Bailey McKeever. She is aboard her own Formidable. This is a 15-year-old mare by Campbell out of Rebecca Li. This 15-year-old mare jumped back at the Young Horse World Championships in Lanaken with Willem Greaves back in 2017. Bailey and her mount won individual gold medal at the North American Youth Championships in 2023. Formidable just catching her eye on something there. So Bailey just coming back and reapproaching to the Horseware Ireland double of verticals. The stripes on the poles tend to be something that horses look at sometimes. Something they catch their eye on, something that we would normally look at. Bailey coming home there on the 8 faults as well as 18 time faults in a time of 88.26. So 4 faults coming at the refusal as well as the 4 faults when the love stocks are coming down. And then 6 seconds added for that time. Our first 8 we've seen 2 clear so far. Mark Blumen and Keno Connor. Next in, we welcome Luis Fernando Lazabal. He is aboard Check Me Out PS. Luis just having a look at that last oxer there, that Hermès orange oxer. You can see there's a water tray there. That water tray is full of water, so there is something for the horses to look at. Especially with the sun today, just glaring that down at the water could cause a shine and something for the horses to pick their eye at. Luis is aboard a 9-year-old gelding by Shakun Blue out of Kandara. Kandara being the mount that Luis took to the Paris Olympics this year. This combination took top placings at a 2-star level in Spruce Meadows during the summer of 2024. Luis, of course, a very consistent and fast rider. Competed at the Paris Olympics this year with his mount Kandara. coming down on our last line just with that 4 falls at 11B. Louis finishing up there on the 4 falls there in a time of 69 on the dot. So being our fastest 4 faulter as of now, with our 2 clears who are Mark Blumen as well as Cian O'Connor. Eleven to go in today's class will be Lacey Gilbertson aboard Hollywood. Hollywood is a 13-year-old mare by Nabda Darif out of Diva. Seabrook LLC listed as the ownership of Hollywood. This combination were the winners of a 3-star Grand Prix in Traverse City in June of 2024. Lacey is another one of our riders that competed in last night's Saturday Night Lights class. Just picking up 1 pole unluckily. Lacey, another one of our riders that jumped during pre-circuit here. They had a top 10 finish in a 3-star Grand Prix here at Wellington International in November of 2024. Lacey coming home there with the 4 jumping faults as well as 1 time fault in a time of 71.35. Lacey just picking up that 4 falls at our title sponsor of this week's Southern Arches at their vertical at the far end in the ring. Next in, we welcome the USA's Tanner Krotkin. He is aboard Cardoza 4. Cardoza 4 is a 12-year-old gelding by Colstrus out of Landry. Todd Minicus listed as the owner of Tanner's Mount today. Tanner, born and bred into the horse industry, both mother and father running their barn at Castlewood Stables, training and producing. Really nice there, just inside the time allowed for Tanner Crocken and time is 70.70. So giving us our 3rd clear in today's $32,000 Hermès 3-star 1m50 Classic. Tanner is joining Mark Blumen as well as Cian O'Connor. It's giving us our 3 clear so far out of our 12 shown. Next in, we welcome Spencer Smith. He is aboard Copernicus. This is a 12-year-old stallion by Camaro M. out of Meredith. This stallion competed at the Young Horse World Championships back in 2018. Purple Road LLC listed as the ownership, as well as a previous mount of Georgina Bloomberg. Spencer, of course, riding for Georgina over the past number of years. Just picking up that first part of the double of verticals at 9A. Spencer was part of Team USA that won the Aga Khan in Dublin during summer of 2024. Spencer finishing up there on 4 faults and a time of 69.50. Just picking up that 4 faults at 9A at that Horseware Ireland double of verticals. Next in, we welcome Ireland's Nicky Galligan. He is aboard Serenade B. This is an 11-year-old mare by Tullibard's Benny's Legacy out of Layla B. Nikki took over the mount of this mare back in October of 2024. Jumping consistently at a 2-star level in Tryon during the fall before returning to us here at Wellington International. Nikki picked up 3rd place in our Adequan WEF Challenge Cup on Thursday. Just unlucky that vertical coming down once again. That 9A at the Horseware double of verticals. Second time we've seen that back-to-back coming down for Spencer Smith as well as Nicky Galligan. So Nicky just finishing up there on the 4 jumping falls as well as 2 time falls. And a time of 72.05. That time allowed is set at 71 seconds. So a total of 6 falls there for Nicky Galligan. Next in, we welcome the USA's Oscar Holsker Jr. He is on Tulum. This is a 16-year-old stallion by Choco Blue out of Karamba. This combination were 4th in a 3-star 2-phase in Tryon this fall. Oscar being one of our riders that spent their summer months in Europe. Got to represent the US on some Senior Nations Cup teams over there. Oscar and his other mount, Good Morning B, competed in last night's Saturday Night Lights class, finishing up in 14th place. Just unlucky picking up that last oxer there at that Hermès orange oxer with that water tray for Oscar Holsker Jr. for jumping falls there in time of 69.50. Still on those three clears, Mark Blumen, Keane O'Connor, and Tanner Crockin. So guaranteeing us a jump off in today's $32,000 Hermès CSI 3-star 1m50 Classic. Next, entering, we welcome Mexico's Karima Perez. She is aboard her own Felicina de Coquerie. This is a 10-year-old mare by Malato de Rive out of Ivres de Conquerie. This combination were fourth in a 2-star in Monterey in November of 2024. As well as being third in a 3-star speed in Traverse City in July of last year. That Kubota Oxer F5 just coming down for the first time. These two are notorious fast combination. That Oxer at 8. A little bit difficult off the corner passing your in-gate. Something the horses might look at, they might think they can go out of the ring. So just causing a bit of an issue there. But just Cream doing a good job of collecting herself back together and reapproaching that Oxer and finishing up the course. Karima Perez coming home there on the 16 jumping falls, as well as 12 jumping falls in time of 82.84. Still on those three clears as of now. Three nations being represented. Colombia's Mark Blumen, Ireland's Keane O'Connor, and the USA's Tanner Crockin. Next in, we welcome the USA's Michael Murphy. He is aboard Kiada CM. South Coast being listed as the owner of this 10-year-old mare. This mare is by Cannon out of Lenny Joe. This combination were the winners of a 3-star 2-phase in Tryon in October of 2024. As well as winning a 3-star Grand Prix in Tryon in the summer of last year. Michael running his operation over here in the US with wife Lauren Murphy. We should see later in today's course also. Michael finishing up there on the 8 jumping falls in time of 69.46. Picking up those falls at that Horseware Ireland double of verticals, as well as that Sandcastle double over at the far side ring for 11A. Next in, we welcome Jessica Leto. This is our first of 5 before our mid-break break in today's class. Jessica Leto is aboard Mistral. 8 Wins LLC listed as the ownership for this 12-year-old gelding. Mistral is by Bingo van de Klappel out of Aranda, Utopia. This combination spent their summer in New York, jumping at a consistent level there, picking up some placings at a 3-star level. Jessica coming down to our last line on that 8 faults from that oxer at 8, as well as our Lovestaff oxer at 10. Time may come into, Jessica just picking up the 8 jumping faults, as well as 4 time faults, and time is 74.35. Total of 12 faults there for Jessica Leto and Mistral. Our first of 3 before our drag break. Our first of 4, excuse me. Is Gabriel D'Amato Marchadou. He is aboard Donor. Donor is a 15-year-old gelding by Thunder van de Zoenhof out of Burness. Burness is a mare by Heartbreaker. This British warm blood jumped a top 10 finish in a 5-star ranking class in Monterey in November of 2024. As well as being second in a 5-star 2-phase in Traverse City this fall. Gabrielle and Donor finishing up there on the 16 jumping faults, as well as 1 time fault in a time of 71.66. Next in, we welcome Ireland Simon McCarthy aboard Rockridge Farms mare Gotcha. This 14-year-old mare is by Staccato out of Viziginki. This combination were 5th in a 2-star Grand Prix in Aiken in November of 2024, as well as picking up 2nd place in a 3-star speed in Kentucky in the fall of last year. Simon was the winner of our 3-star Grand Prix qualifier during pre-charity here at Wellington International. Simon and Gotcha picked up second in a 3-star speed during Washington International in the fall of this year during the indoor season. Also the winners of a 3-star welcome steak in New York in September of last year. Simon coming home, they're giving us another clear in a time of 66.71. So giving two Irish riders the chance in today's jump off of the $32,000 Hermès CSI 3-star 1.50m Classic. Simon joins Mark Blumen, Keane O'Connor and Tanner Kraken so far. Doug Payne comes into us now on his second mount. He is aboard Payne Equestrian's Quintessence. This is a 14-year-old gelding. This combination had a top 10 finish in a 3-star speed here during the fall, as well as picking up third in a 2-star Grand Prix this summer in Tryon, or last summer, sorry, summer of 2024 in Tryon. As I said previously, Doug is a Olympian, competed at the Tokyo Olympics back in 2021, jumping on the USA's eventing team. Doug giving us back-to-back clears there in time of 70.22, so giving us our 5th clear in today's class. He joins Mark Blumen, Keane O'Connor, Tanner Kraken, Simon McCarthy. So we now have 5 clears in today's $32,000 Hermès CSI 3-star 1.50m Classic. Last to go before our Midway drag break here in the $32,000 FAI 3-star Hermès 1.50m is Dara Kenny on 0K. This is an 11-year-old mare by Cannon out of Ronette K. This mare is a previous mount of Martin Fuchs. A recent mount for Dara. With that being said, they were the winners of a 2-star in September of 2024 over in Europe. Dara being one of our riders that spends his summer split between both Europe and North America. So just bringing some of those horses that were based in Europe back over to the US for the WEF season. Dara giving us another clear there in a time of 67.39. That's giving us our 6 clears so far in the just before our halfway drag in today's $32,000 Hermès CSI 3-star 1.50m Classic. Mark Blumen was our first clear. Keane O'Connor on Belvedere being our second. Tanner Kraken, Simon McCarthy, and Doug Payne and Dara Kenny being our last clear before our midway drag in today's class. We are going to take a quick break, touch up the surface, give the ring a quick drag before we return for the second half of today's $32,000 Hermès CSI3 Star 1.50m Classic.
Paying attention to the smallest detail. Getting to the destination the most efficient way possible. Ensuring all individual elements are working together to drive high performance. And making sure you do it consistently. Being the best comes down to perfect execution. That's not just good show jumping. That's good railroading. We love a sport that rewards precision.
Bainbridge is a fully integrated multifamily real estate company that has developed and acquired more than 43,000 units, representing $8.1 billion in transactions since its inception. With over 650 associates nationally, Bainbridge engages in virtually every step of the real estate process, from development and construction to acquisition and disposition, asset management, and third-party management of multifamily real estate. Bainbridge is the 20th largest multifamily developer and 19th largest multifamily builder in the United States. Our team of experienced and knowledgeable professionals are devoted to creating exceptional living experiences for all of our residents and building lasting and mutually beneficial relationships with our partners and clients. Bainbridge is headquartered in Wellington, Florida, with offices and apartment communities in Florida, North and South Carolina, Tennessee, Kentucky, Virginia, Maryland, and Texas. To learn more, visit www.thebainbridgecompanies.com.
I believe in goals. I believe in dreams. I believe in passion. Your success doesn't depend on a calendar. Your success depends on the passion that's burning inside of you each and every single day. You should not need a calendar to switch to another number for you to get motivated. If you're waiting for that to better yourself, if you're waiting for that to inspire, to be passionate, to grow, then you are setting yourself up for absolute failure.
At Palm Beach Equine Clinic, we know your horse is not only a superior athlete, but a part of your family. With more than 30 veterinarians, 4 board-certified surgeons, and the most technologically advanced equine imaging suite in the country, our team has all the skill sets required for accurate diagnosis and successful treatment. Palm Beach Equine Clinic is committed to providing exceptional service and care for both patients and owners. Visit equineclinic.com today to make us a part of your team.
From no-drill mud flaps and water-repellent seat protectors to our laser-measured floor liners, WeatherTech has everything you need. Order yours today at WeatherTech.com, the ultimate protection for your vehicle.
Experience the true essence of equine serenity at Zen Elite Equestrian Center. At Zen Elite, horses and humans come together in perfect harmony. Located near the winter horse capital of the world, Wellington, Florida, our center offers unrivaled amenities designed to elevate your equestrian experience. Our facilities boast 32 stalls, 20,000 square foot covered arena, and a large outdoor arena with ESI footing. From grass paddocks to a luxurious horse gym and spa, we cater to every aspect of your horse's well-being. With top trainers in dressage and jumping, Zen Elite is the perfect place to pursue your equestrian goals. Our soul-soothing surroundings nurture the mind, body, and spirit of both horse and rider. At Zen Elite Equestrian Center, equestrian dreams thrive. Discover the harmony of horse and rider at Zen Elite Equestrian Center. Your journey begins here.
Welcome back to Wellington International. I'm Ellen Sweetnam and we're here for the $32,000 Hermès 1.50 m Classic. Since 1837, Hermès has remained faithful to its artisan model and humanist values. The freedom to create, the spirit of innovation, the constant search for beautiful materials, the transmission of savoir-faire, of excellence, and the aesthetic of functionality all forge a singularity of Hermès, a house of objects created to last. We'd also like to thank our title sponsor of WEF1, Southern Arches. Southern Arches is a proud title sponsor of the 2025 Winter Equestrian Festival. Presenting our live stream is Dog Technologies, your partner in engineering extraordinary experiences since 1983. Discover how they elevate sports, entertainment, and corporate events at dogtechnologies.com. USEF is also a presenting sponsor of our live stream in partner with the support of the U.S. Equestrian Federation and the USEF Network. If you are just joining us, we've seen our first half of the $32,000 Hermès 1.50 m Classic. We have 6 clears so far. Those clears coming from Colombia's Mark Blumen, Ireland's Keane O'Connor, Ireland's Simon McCarthy and Dara Kenny, as well as USA's Doug Payne and Tanner Crocken. Our first in after the drag break will be Ireland's Tom Watchman aboard Do It Easy. Tom is aboard his 12-year-old gelding by Vigo CC out of Fleur de l'Estel. This combination were 4th in a 3-star in Spain in October of 2024. This gelding is a previous mount of Kendra Binkoff. Trainer Keane O'Connor is clear already on his mount Belvedere. The Coolmore Stables group, as well as the Carlswood Stables, spending some of their fall months in Spain as well as over in California. Tom, our first in after the drag, and our first clear on there in a time of 67.19, giving us our 7th clear in today's class. And our 4th Irish rider to go clear today. Tom joins Mark Blumen, Keane O'Connor, Tanner Crocken, Sam McCarthy, Doug Payne, and Dara Kenny. Next in, we welcome Michaela Langmeyer. She is aboard Rafferty's Farms mare Mimosa Vanda Rolambeek. This is a 13-year-old mare by Castellano Vanda Heli out of Fantara Vanda Herkevit. Michaela and her mare were 6th in a 5-star in Traverse City during the fall of 2024. This mare is a previous mount of Rupert Van Dyke. Coming home down to our last oxer, that Hermès oxer at 12. Michaela giving us a clear jumping, but just one time fault there. That time set at 71 seconds. So just outside that time allowed with 71.20 for Michaela Langmeyer and Mimosa van der Rulenbeek. Next in, we welcome the USA's Lily Keenan. She is aboard Opium van der Moerenhof. This is 11-year-old stallion by Cannon out of Ishkli de Meuse. Chancenet Farms listed as the ownership of this 11-year-old stallion. Lily, another one of our riders that competed in last night's Grand Prix under the lights here at Wellington International, our $140,000 Southern Arches Grand Prix. Lily finished up 5th place with a really nice double clear. Opium van der Moerenhof competed at the Young Horse World Championships in Lanaken back in 2021 with Willem Greaves. Lily and her stallion were 3rd in a 2-star Grand Prix in California in December of 2024, as well as 3rd in a 5-star in Toronto in November of last year. Really nice there by Lily Keenan, giving us a clear in time of 66.43, bringing up that count to 8 clears so far. Those clears coming from Mark Blumen, Keane O'Connor, Tanner Crockin, Simon McCarthy, Doug Payne and Derek Kenny before our midway drag break. Tom Watchman was our first rider in after that drag break, giving us a beautiful clear round on Do It Easy, and Lily Keenan joins our group also on her 11-year-old stallion. Tanner Crockin returns on his second mount, already clear on his first mount. He is aboard Kinmare Quality Hero. This is a 11-year-old gelding by OBOS Quality out of Magician Hero. This Irish bred gelding competed at the Young Horse World Championships in Lanaken back in 2019. Tanner took over the ride of this gelding in May of 2024 from Jessica Mendoza. And this pair won a 3-star Grand Prix in Michigan during the summer, the same week that his sister Carson won pony finals. So big weekend for the Crockin family. Tanner finishing up there in Kinmare Quality Hero on the 12 jumping falls in a time of 70.16. But as I said, he is already clear on his first mount, so we will see Tanner return for the jump off on Cardoza 4. Next in, we welcome Spencer Smith on his second mount in today's class. He is aboard the 16-year-old mare, Quibel. Gotham Enterprises listed as the ownership of this Hanoverian mare. The 16-year-old mare is by FRH Quaid out of Sherry, who is by Escatato Gelding. This pair were part of the Nations Cup team that won gold back in 2021 in Barcelona for Team USA, as well as being second in 3-star speed in Traverse City during the summer of 2024. As I said previously, Spencer was part of Team USA that won the Aga Khan in Dublin horse show during the summer of last year. Spencer coming home there on just one time fall, clear jumping there in a time of 71.62 for Spencer Smith and Quibel. Next into the ring we welcome USA's Vanessa Hood. She is aboard Take Two LLC's Easy Girl. This is a 14-year-old mare by Contargo out of Nania. This combination had a top 10 finish in a 3-star Grand Prix in Silo Ridge in October of 2024. Also picked up some top placings during the Winter Equestrian Festival during 2024. Just picking up that first part of 6A there, that double verticals. Still on those 8 clears as of now. We have had 2 after the drag break, and 6 of those coming within the first 23 that jumped before our midway drag break. Vanessa coming home there on the 4 jumping falls in a time of 68.77, slotting her into 11th place as of now. That fence just coming at the first part of that Palm Beach Equine Clinic double at 6A. Our first of 13 left to go in the first round of this $32,000 Hermès CSI3 star 1m50 Classic is Canada's Erin Ballard. She is aboard Elon Furter's Moulintine Shaloum. This is an 11-year-old mare by Untouchable. Out of Moulintine Cross Keys. The combination on course right now had a top 10 finish in a 5-star 2-phase in October of 2024, as well as picking up second place in a 2-star in Traverse City during September of last year. Just picking up the back bar of that Kubota Oxer at 5. Aaron competed at the Paris Olympics last year. Coming home on that 4 faults. Aaron Ballard just finishing up there on the 4 jumping faults on time of 70.14. Still on those 8 clears coming from Mark Blumen, Keane O'Connor, Tanner Crotkin, Simon McCarthy, Doug Payne, Dark Kenny, Tom Watchman, and Lily Keenan. We have roughly 12 left to go in today's class. On those 8 clears so far in the first round of this $32,000 Hermès CSI 3-star 1.50m Classic. Next in, we welcome Jorge Mate. He is aboard Equine America's It's Me de Salut. This is an 11-year-old gelding by Best of Neck out of Tiptoe da Salut. On those 8 clears so far in today's $32,000 Hermès 1.50m Classic here at WEF1. And this is our last class in today's ring, finishing off week 1 of the Winter Equestrian Festival. Very unlucky there. Jorge just picking up that last Oxer, our Hermès Oxer at fence 12. Just finishing up there on the 4 faults in a time of 70.83 for Jorge Mate. Our first of 11 remaining in today's $32,000 Hermès 1.50m Classic is Peter Lutz. He is aboard Katrina. This is a 10-year-old mare by Cannon out of Amita. This combination were 5th in a 4-star welcome sig in New York during the summer. As well as being 2nd in a 2-star Grand Prix in Miami Beach in April of 2024. Part of that GCT tour that took place over here in Florida. Just picked up the second part of 6B there, that Palm Beach Equine Clinic double. On those 8 clears so far, with about 10 left to go in this $32,000 Hermès 1.50m Classic. Peter Lutz just finishing there on the 8 jumping faults in a time of 67.86. Those faults coming at 6B as well as 8. That Wolverine Oxer at 8, that passes that in gate. We welcome Ireland's Dara Kenny back on his second mount in today's $32,000 Hermès 1m50 Classic. He is already clear on his first mount. Coming into us again on the 13-year-old gelding Chaco Sinai. Oakland Training and Sales LLC listed as the ownership of the 13-year-old gelding. He is by Chaco Blue out of Cassandra. Dara, another rider that has been a key part of Ireland's Nations Cup teams. Competed at the Tokyo Olympics. Dara giving us another clear in time of 68.65. So we will see Dara Kenny back on 2 of his mounts in today's jump off for the $32,000 Hermès 1m50 Classic. Giving us 9 clears in so far in this $32,000 Hermès 1m50 Classic. Our clear so far being Mark Blumen, Cian O'Connor, Tanner Crotkin, Simon McCarthy, Doug Payne, Dara Kenny, Tom Watchman, Lily Keenan, and Dara Kenny on his second mount. Our first of 10 remaining in today's class is McLean Ward on Quim de Massé. This is 11-year-old gelding by Quasimodo Z out of Increte del Massé. This gelding is a previous mount of Daniel Bedoya. This pair won a 5-star winning round in Tryon this fall, as well as being second in a 5-star winning round in Traverse City. McLean just reorganizing himself before approaching that Lovesta Oxer at fence 10. McLean, a key rider for Team USA, attended several Olympics, was part of the silver medal team this summer in Paris. McLean just finishing up there on the 16 jumping faults as well as 25 time faults in a time of 95.21. On those 9 clears in today's $32,000 Hermès 1m50 Classic with about 9 left to go in today's class. Those clears coming from Mark Blumen, Cian O'Connor, Tanner Crotkin, Sam McCarthy, Doug Payne, Dara Kenny on both of his mounts, Tom Watchman and Lily Keenan. Next in, we welcome USA's Jimmy Toronto. He is aboard Cochio Z This 10-year-old gelding is by Cannon out of Datura Z. Jimmy, another one of our riders that competed in last night's $140,000 3-star Grand Prix, kindly presented by Certain Arches. Jimmy finished up 9th in last night's class on his other mount, Chewbacca HCC. Jimmy and Koshio Z were the winners of a 4-star speed during the Holiday and Horses series here in Wellington International in November of last year. Koshio Z is a long-term partner of Jimmy. Just a little bit of a miscommunication coming into that double, and a wave of the hand, I believe, by Jimmy Toronto. So Jimmy just choosing to retire on Coach Z in today's $32,000 Hermès 1.50m Classic. 9 clears so far, and we have about 7 left to go in the first round of this 1.50m Classic, kindly sponsored by Hermès. Our next into the ring will be Alex Granado. He is aboard Cupcake. Cupcake is a 10-year-old gelding by Baloo out of Adeline. Alex and Cupcake were second in a 3-star speed in Traverse City this summer, as well as being third in a 4-star 2-phase during the Holiday and Horses series here in Wellington International in November of 2024. Alex, one of our riders that had a successful pre-circuit here with us at Wellington International. And coming home there on the unlucky 4 falls there that came at 2. Alex Granado on Cupcake finishing there with 4 faults and time of 70.02. On those 9 clears so far, those 9 clears coming from Mark Blumen, Keane O'Connor, Tanner Crocken, Simon McCarthy, Doug Payne, Darragh Kenny on both of his mounts, Tom Watchman and Lily Keenan. Next in, we welcome the USA's Marlon Little, and she is aboard La Contessa. La Contessa is a 9-year-old mare by license out of Collie. And this combination had a top 10 finish in Tryon in the 3-star Grand Prix there, as well as jumping double clear in that welcome stake and finishing up 6th place. Just picking up that first part of 6A there, that Palm Beach Equine Clinic double. Nick Granite is our course designer for today's class, as well as building here all week. It's our builder for last night's Grand Prix also. They always say it's a good sign from a course builder that, not just one particular fence is coming down, but it's an overall very even course. I think today pretty much all the jumps have come down except one, I believe. Marlon Little just finishing up there on the 4 jumping falls in time of 70.52. So very consistent course today built by Nick Granite. Nick is in a super job all week. Our first of 5 remaining in today's $32,000 Hermès 1.50m Classic is Genevieve Meyer. She is aboard My Lord Miles. My Lord Miles is a 10-year-old gelding by My Lord Cathargo out of Ticora. Genevieve is one of our riders that spends her summers in Europe, training with Helena Stormans, so basing herself over in mainland Europe for the summer. Got to show at some big shows like Saint-Tropez, the Brussels Masters, as well as Aachen. Genevieve jumping with us here during pre-circuit, having a consistent build-up to her season here at the Winter Equestrian Festival. Originally showed on the West Coast and now showing with us over here on the East Coast. Really nice jumping there for Genevieve Meyer, just picking up that one time fall time to 71.76. That time allowed is set at 71 seconds. Extended originally, if you tuned in at the start of the class, it was set at 69 seconds and then was extended to 71 seconds by our course designer Nick Granite. Our first of 4 remaining in today's class is the USA's Charlotte Jacobs. Charlotte is aboard North Star's Thomas Court Ballypatrick. This 10-year-old gelding is by Baloo Bellini out of Docris Delights. Charlotte competed with this Irish bred gelding at the Young Horse World Championships in Lonican back in 2024, and then transitioning and bringing him over here to the US. This combination have jumped up to a 5-star level together. Charlotte on her other mount, Playboy JTZ, finished 4th place in last night's $140,000 Grand Prix under the lights here at Wellington International. And Charlotte winning over 8 FEI classes last summer. And we add another clear to our list. Charlotte Jacobs going clear there in a time of 69.63 on her gelding Thomas Court Ballypatrick. That gives us 10 in total to qualify for today's jump off of this $32,000 Hermès 1.50m Classic. Charlotte joins Dara Kenny on board of his mounts, Mark Blumen, Keane O'Connor, Tannen Crockin, Simon McCarthy, Doug Payne, Tom Watchman and Lily Keenan. That's giving us 4 after the original first drag break. We had our 6 clear in the first 23. And we have seen 4 clears in the second of this class with our first of three remaining. This is Spain's Francisco Goyaga. He is aboard Chacolando PS. Chacolando PS is a 10-year-old stallion by Chicago Bloom out of Calandra. This stallion is a previous ride of Maya Dennis Champon. Maya and the stallion jumped at the North American Youth Championships in Traverse City during the 2024 season. Francisco coming home there on the 4 jumping falls occurred at fence 2, finishing there in 4 falls time of 68.49. On those 10 clears so far, with 2 left to go in today's first round of our first of 2 remaining in today's class is Michaela Langmeyer on her second mount. Michaela just finishing up with 1 time fault already on her first mount, so still hoping to get into that jump off of today's class. She is aboard Giselle NS. NS standing for North Star. That is Charlotte Jacobs, who we previously saw go clear. The North Star team up there working on breeding and producing horses to develop within the US. This is an 11-year-old mare by Baloo de Route out of Kachina. This combination were double clear and second in a 4-star two-face in Kentucky during the summer of 2024. Just picking up the back bar of that oxer at 8. So the second part of that Horsebar Ireland double. Michaela just finishing up there on the 8 jumping faults as well as 3 time faults in a time of 73.23. As I said, that time out is set at 71 seconds, extended from that original 69 seconds that we had for the first few of our competitors today. Our final today in this $32,000 Hermès 1m50 Classic is Nicola Hurt. She is aboard Chatwood Farms Com Blue. This is an 11-year-old gelding by Contargo out of Sharina. This combination spent their summer in both Traverse City and New York, jumping at a 3-star and 4-star level consistently over the summer together. and then finishing off the fall months before coming down to us here in Wellington, going to Tryon and picking up third place in a 3-star. Nikki finished in 6th place on her other mount during the Adoquan WEF Challenge Cup earlier in the week. Really beautiful clear of the fences, just unfortunately picking up 2-time false there in a time of 72.29 for Nikki Hurt. Just a 2-time false there for Nikki Hurt on Com Blue. That was our final in the first round of today's $32,000 Hermès 1m50 Classic. We have a total of 10 returning for our jump off. Those 10 clears coming from Mark Blumen, Cian O'Connor, Tanner Grotkin, Simon McCarthy, Doug Payne, Derek Kinney on 2 of his mounts, Tom Watchman, Lily Keenan, and Charlotte Jacobs. Before our jump off starts, we will do a quick touch up of the surfaces, remove any jumps that don't need to be there for the jump off course. Quick drag break, and then we will return for our jump off in today's $32,000 Hermès 1m50 Classic.
The freedom to create, the spirit of innovation, the constant search for beautiful materials, the transmission of savoir faire of excellence, and the aesthetic of functionality all forge the singularity of Hermès, a house of objects created to last.
Welcome back to Wellington International. My name is Ellen Sweetenham, and we are here for our final FEI class of week 1 of the Winter Equestrian Festival. We are about to start the jump off of this Hermès 1.50m Classic. Just before we kick off, we'd like to say thank you to our tele-sponsor for the Winter Equestrian Festival week 1, that is Southern Arches. And our sponsor of today's 1.50m Classic is Hermès. Since 1837, Hermès remained faithful to their artisan model and humanist values, the freedom to create the spirit of innovation, the constant search for beautiful materials, the transmission of savoir-faire excellence, and the aesthetic of functionality, all forge the singularity of Hermès, a house object created to last. Our first into the jump up is Mark Blumen. Our jump off course starts at number 2, that vertical over the far end, looping back to 3, that WeatherTech vertical, down to the Lugano Oxo at 4, turning back to the Kubota Oxer at 5. Then originally an Oxer in the first round, now a vertical, that loves to vertical now at fence 14. Before coming down the last line to 11A and B, and then galloping down to that Hermès Oxer at 12. Mark giving us a very fast clear in time of 34.37. So definitely putting pressure on for the rest of the people to join him in this jump off of this Hermès 1.50m Classic. We have our 10 clears to jump in this class. Mark Blumen being the first. Next to go will be Cian O'Connor on his Mound Belvedere. Belvedere is owned by Passio Farms. So just like Mark, coming nice and tight and keeping that rhythm back to that vertical at 3. And just needs to be nice and tight back to this Kubota Oxer. We're jumping at an angle because you want to come, like that flowing angle needs to come back to the Loves of vertical. Just not getting the distance he wanted there at that Loves of vertical and having that one down. Cian coming home in there on the 4 jumping falls in time at 36.02. So slotting him into second place as of now with the 2 gone, with still 8 left to go in this jump off of this $32,000 Hermès 1.50m Classic. Next in, we welcome the USA's Tanner Crocken on Cardozo 4. Mark Blumen set the pace there in a clear in a time of 34.37. First in for this jump off. So definitely putting the pressure on the rest of the people to join in this class. So starting over that vertical at 2 and just keeping the rhythm and coming nice and tight back to the WeatherTech vertical at 3. This is a distance you still have to ride. You can't just gallop down there and take out a stride. Just walking it, you just need to keep that rhythm and keep that canter down that distance. And then here this vertical is a little bit blind off the corner as you come past that gazebo. Tanner with about 5 seconds to come home. Just unfortunately picking up that last Oxer there for Tanner Crocken in time at 35.25. Is faster than Cian though, so we'll put him into second place as our faster of our 4 falters so far. So just for reference, Mark Blumen is in the lead on a clear, but in a time of 34.37. Tanner Crocken in second in time of 35.25 with that 4 faults. And Cian O'Connor in third place with a time of 36.02 with that 4 faults also. So Mark Blumen being our only double clear from our 3 that have gone so far, with the other 2 picking up a fence. Our second Irish rider in today's jump off will be Simon McCarthy. He is aboard Rockridge Farms mare Gotcha. Simon, a very fast rider, especially with this horse. So you would have been able to watch Mark, seen where he can make up time. and knows his mare well enough to know exactly where he can make up that time to have a fast round in today's class. So super tight back to that WeatherTech vertical. And really just keeping his canter down to that Lugana Oxer. And he knows he got nice and tight back to that Kubota Oxer with that angle. Just unfortunately picking up the back bar of that Kubota Oxer. But Simon knows still going fast, still wants to be a fast time to get that top placing with that 4 faults. Simon just the one down there in time of 33.80, so being faster than Mark Blumen, so being our fastest 4 faulter as of now. So puts him into second place with our 4 gone. The catch-22 of that Oxer really is you want to come at an angle, so you get a good turn back to that Loves to vertical. But you have to be careful with catching that back bar. Next in, we welcome the USA's Doug Payne. He is aboard Quintessence. Just getting nice and steady down to this first vertical and then just concentrating on getting a nice turn back to the WeatherTech vertical at 3. Just good keeping a nice rhythm down to that Lugana Oxer so he can just get that turn back to the Kubota Oxer at 5. And then just coming off this blind turn to the Loves to vertical past that gazebo. Doug not going super fast, but just keeping a really nice tight pace. Really nice and tight, and just keeping a really nice pace around the course. Doug going clear there in a time of 38.18. So going into second place, as we've only seen 1 clear so far, or 2 clears now, excuse me. So those clears. The first clear coming from Mark Blumen. He is in the lead in 34.37. And Doug Payne now going in second with our second double clear in a time of 38.18. Derek Kenny comes in on his first of 2 in this jump off today in our $32,000 Hermès 1m50 Classic. He is aboard Oakland Training and Sales LLC's Mare 0K. This combination, our newer combination, I have put in wins together. So definitely someone to watch in this class. Dara coming really, really nice and tight, and then just really cruising across that gazebo, coming back to that Loves to vertical. Just a little bit unlucky at that Oxer having the first part of that double down. So Dara just finishing up there on the 4 jumping falls in time of 34.44, slotting him into 4th place as of now as our second of our fastest 4 falters. Seb McCarthy is our fastest 4 falter as of now, but Mark Blumen first into the jump off and still hangs on to that top spot there, our fastest double clear in a time of 34.37, and Doug Payne our second double clear as of now in a time of, he's in second place in a time of 38.18. I believe Tom Watchman should be next, but we will see Dar return on his second mount in a few. Tom Watchman remains, Lily Keenan, as well as Darren his second mount, and Charlotte Jacobs. So still a few fast riders left to go. Still all to play for in today's 1m50 Hermès Classic. This class does close out week 1 of the Winter Equestrian Festival here at Wellington International. This week was kindly sponsored by Southern Arches. Southern Arches being the title sponsor of week 1, as well as our title sponsor of last night's $140,000 Grand Prix Under the Lights. Our first FAI Grand Prix Under the Lights here for the Winter Equestrian Festival for 2025. So next in, we welcome another Irish combination, Tom Watchman. Trainer Cian O'Connor already jumped in this class, picked up that 4 falls, and he stands in 6th place as of now. So just giving Tom a few pointers before he enters into the ring for this jump off. So Mark's time has been beat. Simon has beaten his time by just about a second, so the time can be beat. It's just keeping all the rails up is the objective. So we have Tom Watchman on Comer Show Jumping's gelding Do It Easy. So just making sure he comes to the first jump with that good pace underneath him. Also being a vertical, so you have to be a little bit careful. Really tight back to the WeatherTech vertical. Tom doing a good job of just keeping that rhythm. Really tight back to the Kubota Oxer. And nice angle, slice across to come back to this Loves a vertical. And add another angle to the Loves a vertical back to this Sandcastle double. 11A and B. It just needs to keep that counter down to the last Hermès Oxer. Clear around, just outside the time though, clear in 34.75. So slotting him into 2nd place as of now. Reference Mark Blumen's time was 34.37. So very close there for Tom Watchman, but just outside there, slotting him into 2nd place as of now. Mark Blumen still hanging on to that top spot. Our first in our jump off and our leader with 3 remaining. Next in, we welcome the USA's Lily Keenan. She is aboard Opium van der Moerenhof. Again, Lily, a very experienced rider, very fast rider, knows how to ride a jump off very, very well. Her execution is always very meticulous, very well done. Nice slice back to that Kubota Oxer for slicing across that Loves a vertical and then just moving up a little bit to the Sandcastle double. And coming home to our Hermès Oxer at 12. There we go, new leader there for Lily Keenan in a time of 33.57. So really nice clear round, really fast, really meticulously, really well planned out there for Lily Keenan. So slots into 1st place in a time of 33.57 with our 2 remaining in today's class. Those 2 being Dara Kenny and Charlotte Jacobs. Dara just jumped on his first mount, so may have to wait a few minutes for him to get his 2nd mount warmed up before we welcome him back in on his 2nd mount in this $32,000 Hermès 1m50 Classic. So Lily in the top spot as of now. Mark Blumen in 2nd, Tom Watchman in 3rd, Doug Payne in 4th, Simon McCarthy in 5th with our fastest 4-faulter. Dara Kenny in 6th, Tonna Crotkin in 7th, Cian O'Connor in 8th, and then just 2 remaining. Dara Kenny on his 2nd mount and Charlotte Jacobs on Thomas Court, Ballypatrick. As we wait for Dara to return on his 2nd mount, we'd like to say thank you to our sponsors. Our title sponsor of WEF1 was Southern Arches. Southern Arches is a proud title sponsor of the 2025 Winter Equestrian Festival. We're also the title sponsor of last night's Saturday Night Lights class here, our 3-star Grand Prix Under the Lights. I believe that is Dara coming back on his 2nd mount, ready to go. So time to beat is set by Lily Keenan at a time of 33.57. She is our fastest time so far. Previously, Mark Blumen was in the lead in a time of 34.37, and that was beat by Simon McCarthy in 33.80, but he did have a fence down. But Lily has put in our fastest time as of yet and kept all the jumps up. So Dara Kenny comes into the ring now on his 2nd mount. Chaco Sinai This Hanoverian gelding is owned by Oakland Training and Sales LLC. So nice angle of crossbow and tight to 2. And then just needs to come tight back to this Kubota Oxer at an angle. And Lily got a really nice angle across this, loves a vertical. So just about 8 seconds to come home to beat her time. Taking a bit of a check. There we have a new leader there. Dara Kenny goes into the lead in a time of 32.16. Just beating Lily's time by about a second and a little bit. So Dara Kenny is in top spot as of now in a time of 32.16. And our last to go will be Charlotte Jacobs on Thomas Court Ballypatrick. The time to beat is set at 32.16. Put it in by Dara Kenny. Lily Keenan now in second place and Mark Blumen in third. But Charlotte is never someone to be counted out. Had over 8 FEI wins this year. She won every FEI class during 1 week of the Traverse City Horse Shows. Just looking around the ring, looking where she can make up time and looking at some of those turns before she gets her canter together on this Irish Bride gelding. Time to beat is 32.16. Just needs to come nice and tight back to this WeatherTech vertical. And then just a nice rhythm. I think the key here is turning tight but keeping your rhythm underneath you back to this Kubota Oxer. It's still a big Oxer. So you have to have power underneath you to come across it. Charlotte doing a really good job. And then slicing across this loves the vertical. And just really keeping that rhythm. She has about 7 seconds coming home. Just opening up, taking a little check. Yeah, just not beating the time there, but Charlotte putting in a beautiful round there in a time of 34.32, putting her into third place. Finishing in today's $32,000 Hermès 1.50m Classic, ending out week 1 of the Winter Equestrian Festival for 2025 here at Wellington International. Top spot will go to Dara Kenny on Chaco Sinai. Lily Keenan will take a second on Opium Vandemorenhof. Charlotte Jacobs in third that we just saw there on Thomas Court Ballypatrick. Mark Blumen in fourth on Kenya or M. Tom Watchman in fifth on Do It Easy. Doug Payne in sixth on Quintessence. That were our 6 double clears. Fastest of our 4 falters in the jump off was Simon McCarthy on Gotcha. He takes 7th. Dara Kenny on his second mount, 0K, takes 8th with that 4 faults. Tanner Rockin and Condoza 4, takes 9th place. And Keen O'Connor on Belvedere will take 10th place in today's $32,000 Hermès 1.50m Classic. As I said, this closes out our week 1 of the Winter Equestrian Festival. Week 1 was kindly sponsored by Southern Arches. So, as I said, Southern Arches also were the sponsor of last night's Saturday Night Lights Grand Prix. Today's class was kindly sponsored by Hermès. Since 1837, Hermès has remained faithful to his artisan model and humanist values. The freedom to create, the spirit of innovation, the constant search for beautiful materials, the transmission of savoir-faire excellence, and the aesthetics of functionality all forge the singularity of Hermès, a house of objects created to last. Presenting our live stream is Dot Technologies, your partner in engineering extraordinary experiences since 1983. Discover how they elevate sports, entertainment, and corporate events at dottechnologies.com. USCF is also presenting sponsor of our live stream, in partner with the support of the U.S. Equestrian Federation and the USCF Network. Thank you, everybody, for joining me today. I'm Ellen Sweetnam, and that closes out week 1 of the Winter Equestrian Festival. Please join me next week when we'll be back for some more FEI jumping here at Wellington International, kicking off week 2 of the Winter Equestrian Festival.
with us for the presentation this afternoon. We have Ray Vega, Equestrian Account Executive with Hermès. Bringing forward our third place rider, it is Charlotte Jacobs to take third place honors this afternoon. Final rider in the jump ball double for today, 34-32, that short track time with North Star's Thomas Valley Patrick. Congratulations again to Charlotte Jacobs on the third place awarded today for North Star East Aurora, New York with Thomas Valley Patrick. Second place rider to come forward for photos now. And second award will go to Lily Keenan with Opium, owned by the Chansonet Farm at 33:57. Jump off time to take the red rose, Lily Keenan and Opium. And your winning rider coming forward finally, this is Derek Kinney.
Shako Cena, top combination this afternoon. Dare riding for Oakland Training and Sales, winning on a time of 32.16 in today's Hermès Meter 50 Classic. Thanks again to Ray Vega, Equestrian Account Executive with Hermès, for being here for the presentation this afternoon. Congratulations to Derek Kinney, the winner with Shako Cena. Lily Keenan, second with Opium. Charlotte Jacobs, third with Thomas Valley Patrick. Let's wrap up our show schedule for the week. WEF1 Southern Arcs this week in the books here in the International Ring. We'll see you next week. Competition begins Wednesday morning here in the International.